Straight people need an education of the heart and soul. They must understand, to begin with, how it can feel to spend years denying your own deepest truths, to sit silently through classes, meals, and church services while people you love toss off remarks that brutalize your soul.
I'm Alex De Silva and I identify as a lesbian, and I want to do this because the school system does need a change. Most of the stuff I get is verbal, and I can at least get it like once a day. Just depends where I am and what I'm doing.
I have never really had a moment where I've been like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? What am I gonna do? How is this gonna affect my life? Because I've just kind of been like, all right, well, you know.
City bus had someone viciously pull the cord wanting to get off very fast after me and my girlfriend got on, just kind of pathetic.
I'll blatantly just walk around sometimes and be like, oh my gosh, how are you today, right? And people know me for that, just because that's how I am, but.
My mom noticed I was spending a little bit too much time with a certain girl, so she started questioning that, so I told her that I was gay, and she reacted quite drastically. I was kicked out for about a month.
Well, one was my stepfather. When he found out, I got kicked out of the house. And now I get kicked out every 2 weeks for about a night or two.
The ostracism, being isolated, wasn't ever a factor for me because of the cerebral palsy, because I've lived a life from a wheelchair. So I wasn't, you know, my social experiences to begin with were different. And then you couple being gay on top of that, and yeah, they're going to be different again, but I was prepared for it in a weird way, I think.
I had someone get on at the same stop and get right off the bus.
And then a whole bunch of people were coming to me like, so we heard that you told her you were gay. And I was like, no, come on.
Well, everybody here at this school is pretty much accepting, except for a couple people, but they avoid me like the plague, so I don't really care.
When I broke up with my boyfriend and told him that I thought I was gay, he spazzed out and actually got his friend to come on MSN, and they were like gay bashing me over MSN.
You want to come out, but you can't because you're enclosed in this little box of something called school.
School, I ran into an incident with a girl who decided to call me and my girlfriend gay, and my girlfriend took it too far, and we got sent home that day because the principal didn't have time to deal with it.
My dad's a great person, but you know, he has his moments where he's very against certain things, and this just happens to be one of them, right?
Even till this day, I mean, you're still affected by it. It's like when you fall off your bike and get a scar. The scar's always on you. That scar's always going to be with you. You're always going to remember how you were treated.
My partner and I have a 5-year-old son. He's in senior kindergarten, and he's really, right now, he's really good about having 2 moms. He knows he has 2 moms, and he did come home with a family project last month. And obviously they'd had to make a little house and put their family in it, and he'd put a mom and dad in it. The little sheet that he was given, that you could cut out all of the people from it, had 1 mom and 1 dad. So what were his choices in this project, and what did that make him feel like?
Transphobia is real, the violence in our communities is real. And it's a big risk for a youth to take, a youth who still needs to sit in that classroom, a youth who still needs to go home.
We know from a whole range of studies that suicide for LGBT youth is far more significant than it is for heterosexual teens.
The church has been a very painful place for lots of people who are part of the queer community. And there are places that are safe places, but you really have to do your homework to find them.
It's my faith that has made me able to be accepting, and I realize for others it's not. It works the opposite way. I haven't been able to share that though with the kids as much. Their attitude is, you know, God doesn't exist at this point.
I think that Scripture talks about how we're called to love one another and how we're called to live with dignity and respect with one another. The church needs to say, we love everybody, regardless of where you're coming from, as long as you're being respectful and treating all of creation with dignity.
Do people ever say not so nice things about people that have 2 moms? Can you tell me about that?
Some people say in church, the people that are in charge of church.
What do they say?
They say being gay is not okay.
And what do you think?
I think being gay is okay.
We want to be respectful of different cultures and religions and beliefs. But I think human rights come first.
You know, your religious beliefs have a place, for sure. But in the public domain, then this is where we need to be respectful, and this is where we need to be accepting of everybody's diversity.
A broad community that is prepared to stand up for the rights and for the culture of compassion.
To me, it's a phenomenal civil rights movement that when I was born, it was illegal in this country. I never thought I would have the right to marry my partner. I never thought that would happen in my lifetime.
Well, human beings have a right to live their lives in the way that is right for them, that is intrinsically right for them. And I think that's been the one really exciting thing about the advancement of rights, is that shift in discourse from a moral one to a human rights discourse.
What helped you when you sort of were figuring out who you are?
Basically friends most of the time, because they were like, whatever you decide or whatever who you think you are, we're still gonna be your friend and we're still gonna support you. So it kind of made it easier to tell people. Because if you have that one person who's like, I'm gonna be with you no matter what, then it's a lot easier.
I have friends that are gay and lesbian, so I like to talk to them about stuff when stuff's bugging me, and my girlfriend.
Bringing Chelsea as my sisters has really been an experience. They've been very supportive through everything, which is always good to have that kind of supportive backup, And I think that by having a family that's as supportive as I've had has made it really easy.
The staff here are really surprisingly supportive. Most of them don't make, I've never heard any of them make comments, and most of them will, if something is said, say something about it because it's considered bullying.
Teachers, they probably don't realize it, but just that offer, it's huge for students. Just to know they have somebody else other than one of their friends or other than a family member that they can go talk to. It means a lot to the students.
There are some supportive teachers. I think if some teachers who are gay should come out, because then those the youth, they have someone to talk to, and over the 4 years that you're there, you find out what teachers are gay, even if they're not out. So just come out.
You know, abolish those very ignorant, hurtful, homophobic remarks like that's okay. Please start there at least.
When somebody uses gay as a pejorative term, oh, that's so gay, right? First of all, I need to correct them because I'm a teacher, but I don't need to make them feel like a bad person.
As we move through this system, I need teachers trained around issues around homophobia and heterosexism. I need information about all of those issues embedded in the curriculum. I need the teachers reading books that include alternative families. I need teachers not to say all the time, your mom and dad, your mom and dad, your mom and dad. And that's not just for my child, that's for all the children.
The ways we speak with children about family composition and the way people relate to one another, we need to be inclusive of different ways those families can be represented. That occurs in just about every communication we could have with our community and throughout our schools.
And this isn't about throwing away your own beliefs. This is about just keeping your ears open and respecting that people have different vantage points and different viewpoints, and really trying to keep the judgment out of that.
Something else that's been really great is the GSA at school.
We have a GSA now.
It's a club. It's the Gay Straight Alliance.
It lets you know who in the school is kind of on your side kind of thing.
I think first we're a group of allies, and then we try to do some awareness within the school and then within the community as well. So things like Pride Prom or Try Pride, or things that are going on that I want the kids to know about and feel good about.
And we get to put stuff out there and make people aware of it, and then, I don't know, you see how people react and it just helps.
One of the first questions that she said is, are you involved with OK to Be Me? I said, no, I don't even know what it is.
Definitely the OK to Be Me youth group, just somewhere to be with a positive environment. That was a big one for me because I have somewhere to go where I can be who I want to be and I don't have to deal with anyone's homophobic crap.
I don't want to go there and have everyone crying, you know, singing songs about how they're like losing dignity, you know what I mean? We've never said, what do you think we can do to make the school like gay people? We always say, what do you think we can do to make it an inclusive place, right? I don't expect it to be a quick change, but it'd be something we should all work at, I think.